So right now it is currently 10:45, 10:50 a.m. I'm about to get ready to do the Adonis workouts, part of the Adonis protocol. So I have my tank top on right now. Also, I want to show this. I just thought this looks cool to show. But basically I have my dumbbells. As you can see, they're getting pretty dirty because I slammed them on the ground when I work out in the garage. So yeah, they were never dirty like this in the past. Also, I got my gloves because it gets very cold in the garage. I live in a very cold area. It's like 20 degrees outside. In the garage, it feels cold. Then I got my backpack to put my speaker in here, as well as my notebook that I use for my workouts. So, yeah. But I'm about to get straight to the actual thing I want to talk about for this video. Because, as you read the title, hold up, let me just mount this real quick. Okay. So basically, as you read the title, authenticity isn't a trend. I believe that's what I'm going to title it. Or I might change the title, but basically I want to talk about this idea of how people say things like authenticity is the newest content form, or it's the newest next big thing on social media. Because I've seen this conversation among content creators, streamers, theme page owners, not really brands, but just like consumers of the content. And I want to give my own take on this because I've made videos for my own brand, I made videos for clients, for people I've worked with, and I made videos for theme pages I built up. So I want to give my take on this whole concept of how authenticity is like the latest trend or new tactic, which I think is such a wrong way to think about it. Just such a wrong way to look about it. Because by saying that content is now working if it's authentic, it basically highlights how distorted and how warped social media has made the masses, has made basically the entire world. Because if you really think about it, why would you need to be authentic to get views? It's basically giving you permission to be yourself to see success on social media, which makes zero sense. Because it almost sounds like everyone has lost who they are. It's almost like people have lost basically their own ideas, their own mind, in order to be a slave essentially to the algorithm. So it's like, yeah, I don't understand why people say authenticity is what's working now in content in 2024 on TikTok, on YouTube, on all these platforms. It makes zero sense because ultimately you need to be yourself, and you should be yourself from the get-go. Everyone always says that, but it's like no one actually means it. No one actually embodies it. And there's a lot of police signs out here, but basically, I'm trying to say that if you're creating content, watch this video, or if you're video editing, it's like you shouldn't need to think about being authentic because that should just come naturally to you. Hence, it's called authentic. So I don't see why people start to see it as a tactic, as a trend, because it really isn't. It's not a trend. It's not a tactic. It should fundamentally be something that is part of you. It shouldn't have to be something that you add on. Because when people try to make authenticity as a tactic, like lower the quality of your video, talking this way, do this, do that, then you're not actually being authentic. Because if you're being authentic, you want to make the video in the way you want to make the video. If you want to use a camera, you use a camera. If you want to use an iPhone, you use an iPhone. If you want to use a microphone, you use a microphone. If you don't want to use a microphone, you don't use a microphone. These are all just forms of being authentic. And it's just packaged in a way where you want it to be. That in itself is authenticity. So I don't see why people are saying things like, try being authentic in your videos, maybe that's going to help you. Or do authentic this, do authentic that. I just think it's really bad advice. And ultimately, you can listen to me if you want to. Because I'm not the person that is basically pushing this whole narrative of you need to be authentic. I'm just personally saying from my experience making content for myself and for other people that it just makes zero sense. Why do you need to make authenticity a tactic, a trend, when it should fundamentally be who you are? And you're just turning on the camera or you're editing that video and you're going to post it. It makes zero sense. So yeah, I don't get it. But that's basically my take on authenticity is not a trend. I believe I'm going to title that for this video because This video is basically raw. Gonna have 0 edits. And just, yeah. So that's basically all I gotta say. I don't want to ramble too much further. Authenticity is not to trend. And yeah, so take care. Have a great day. And just keep that in mind with the content moving forward. Let's go.